Yeah.
We're here at VMP Performance World Headquarters in New Smyrna Beach, Florida, riding out the coronavirus. VMP Ranch, so there's lots of space. And yeah. So we're going to the track tonight?
Yeah.
Orlando.
It's a private rental.
Private rental, no spectators, just racing. And then at 11 p.m. we're getting the hell out of Orange County. So.
Told you didn't want to talk about this.
Yep. So we're getting some fresh rubber on some of the ponies, and the snake. One of the ponies is changing the rubber, and the snake is getting some fresh rubber.
That sounds like some type of like double entendre weirdness.
Rebecca's not tolerating me well today at all. No.
No, that's not true. We had a barbecue lunch and it was very nice.
Yep. Took advantage of Four Rivers, free delivery from Four Rivers in Daytona Beach now at that Daytona 1 complex.
It's really low now.
Okay, let me see if my mic is on.
Oh, your battery? No.
I muted it by accident. Can everybody hear me better now? So, yeah. So how was lunch?
It was good. I had brisket and sausage and cornbread and green beans. It was very delicious.
Yeah, from good old Four Rivers. Everybody in Central Florida pretty much knows what Four Rivers barbecue is by now.
Mm-hmm. We introduced a few people in the office that had not had it to it, and I think they're all better people for it now.
Man, we've just been moving along here this week, getting stuff done, working on new products, working on videos that will be coming out.
Yeah.
Odin is making good horsepower.
Yeah, they're in the wild.
Yeah. So like, they're running around here. They're kind of rowdy at the VMP Ranch, and but.
This metaphor with the cars. I can't get behind it.
The ponies and the snakes running wild at the VMP Ranch. Oh man. So yeah. All right, I'll try to calm down.
Okay, Slapshot Records wants to know about what happened at Texas 2K. It wasn't so much complications at Texas 2K, but we did have a new ram air setup that was tested but not track tested. So we ran into issues first in the Burnout Box on Thursday night. The car needed a lot more fuel to be able to do a burnout than what it had. I am having terrible issues speaking with correct words today. And then I got a nice, we knew what was going on right away. Unfortunately, that was my one opportunity Thursday night. So first thing Friday morning, we changed the tune, got a good soft hit out of the car. Car was fine, but needed more tuning and to be more aggressive at that point. So then we got another decent hit Friday evening, I think. Car went 8.2, and for just dialing it in, I wasn't unhappy with that at all. The shifts looked good, everything, suspension was working well, but we were still trying to figure out the ram air perfectly, and I was sitting at the number 2 qualifier, so we were worried about the inconsistency of the ram air at that point, so we decided to go back to my JLT.
And at the same time, I think they told us no more testing, straight into eliminations.
Our testing was cut short by a whole day, so that affected what we could do to figure out, to optimize the stuff with the ram air setup. So we decided to go back to what we knew worked, which was the JLT 148. And also, I was up against a 2/10 breakout, and we know the car would go quicker than 2/10 with DJLT it had previously had gone 3/10 quicker. So
Slowed the car down a little
we
bit.
tried to slow the car down, and I knocked the tires off.
Yeah, and I slowed the car down so much that it unloaded the tires shortly, like 30 feet out,
And drove left.
then spun.
Yeah.
So yeah, that was a bummer. Upside was we got home sooner, but
I would have preferred to go
yeah.
round.
Yeah, Texas 2K was just it was probably the biggest the race has ever been. And I think they kind of found out that having roll racers and drag racers and having that many of them on the property at the same time is a challenge, because all the roll racers think they can drag race too, and they go out there and just scatter parts.
Yeah.
Like every other run at one point.
And like just things that you don't even expect to hear at a drag racing event over and over again. Make sure you have your windows up, make sure you have your AC off. Your AC has to be off the entire event. Make sure that if you are running a parachute, even if you're not planning to deploy the parachute, that you've pulled the pin.
They had a lot of problems with people not being able to pull their parachutes because they left the pin in and then going in the sand.
And the sand does come up on you really quick at Texas.
And then, car goes in the sand, drives back to the starting line, drops sand on the starting line. It's like,
like
man.
a ton of sand on the starting line. So, I mean, it was a frustrating situation, but we learned a lot from it. We also got to test out a new lower intake manifold and saw some positive results for that. So we're going to get the car back out as soon as possible.
Yeah, we're going to go. It's on the lift right now for a little bit of maintenance. We actually did a video.
Yeah, it's coming
how
out
much
soon.
the car weighs. And
what does the car weigh? Everybody else on the internet knows what the car weighs.
Oh yeah.
They always tell me what it weighs.
They're going to find out they're wrong. I was surprised how heavy the car was.
I wasn't, because I drove over the scales.
Yeah, you knew your weight pretty much all the time. But yeah. So yeah, we're going to go back out and run some good numbers.
Yeah.
Kinda
And I'd really like to get the ram air figured out, because that
made a big difference.
Yep.
Just got to get it fine-tuned, and I'm actually going to 3D print some parts and redo some tubing and stuff like that to smooth out the mass air signal, but it'd be pretty cool as long as it all works, which I think it will.
We'll get it.
Yeah.
King Cobra 8625 wants to know, are there grip check pulleys for the 0304 Cobra?
So we don't stock them, but you could order one and send it to Grip Tech and have them do their process and then send it to you.
Mustang Guru says, do you have the programming of the trans figured out yet? My assumption is one thing, but I could be wrong.
I think your assumption might be right. The new GT500?
That's what I was kind of leaning towards.
So I actually got an update on that yesterday. They are very, very close on DCT TCM tuning for the 2020 Shelby GT500.
That's a lot of letters.
Yeah.
I am excited for it to be like done though, for sure. Joel Stein, Justin, please make a revised Fiat bracket for us 18 plus Roush guys. Then we can run the phenolic spacers and maybe package it with lower frame mounts too. I bet you guys would sell a decent amount of them. Yeah, Justin, do that.
Lower frame mounts. So, funny story, the Roush supercharger kit for 18 up was designed with the hood pad in place, so if you ditch the hood pad, you could actually tolerate the height of the phenolic spacers. So if you find any other way to make them fit, that would be fine. The Odin Fiat system might work with the 18 up Roush blower. We're probably a couple months out for offering that for sale without Odins, just because we have to have enough for all the Odin kits. But I mean, let's be honest, you're just kind of, the Roush kit is good for the power level it comes at and not really anymore. So if you're trying to expect miracles out of it, I don't think there's a good case to invest a whole lot in it. Yeah, Joel, like I said, you can get a little more hood clearance by removing the hood pad, but yeah. So the trans programming for the 2020 GT500, something else we've been working on a lot here is the A10 trans tuning.
Yeah, that's
too.
where I was kind of like going
Yeah.
both ways.
So I don't know.
So Mustang Guru, if you were going one way or the other, let us know.
Yeah, and we've been doing, obviously our naturally aspirated A10 trans tuning is great. We've been doing a lot for the Odin supercharged 18 up cars that are running around here.
Yep, Chuck's going to the track tonight with us and hoping to get into the 9s with his car. And
Yeah.
you know what? It's like I think he's got it. I think he's got it in the bag.
I think so too. It's going to be pretty cool.
Yep.
It'll be really cool, actually. And, we woke up this morning. There was some nice cloud cover. It hadn't gotten real hot yet. And
Still not super hot.
Yeah, this is supposed to be
Nice.
like the coolest day this week, actually. Talking 84 degrees, but this is Florida in late March. We're hoping for the best here. So, yeah, we'll be at the track from later this evening. It's open pretty late, so hoping that'll give us the opportunity we need to go fast. Both cars,
Yeah.
Project Snowbird and
Hey, maybe it'll go a 9 too.
There's all those smaller pulleys. Lots of
I
smaller
meant
pulleys.
9 as well, not 9.2.
Oh gosh, I was like,
Is that what you thought I meant?
Yeah.
No, I'm not that ambitious.
I'm like, well, all right, I guess I better get the really small pulley going.
Sorry.
Yeah. What the queen wants is what the queen gets.
Well, let's blow the bitch out of the water then.
Be careful using the word blow. It might scare Brett.
No, I don't do that.
No, you don't. We'll be on E85 tonight on Project Snowbird. Yeah, so that one right there. Oh, we're not allowed to talk about that, but
No, Guido 1969 is hoping that we're staying safe. It's
Yeah.
very nice, thank you.
yeah, we were doing some wipe down earlier. I smelled it. Lysol. Yep.
Mustang Guru is following up with going to be upgrading the 19 GT that he bought for his wife. I'll be contacting you guys when this stuff blows over.
Cool. Yeah, I've thought about with the prices on new Mustangs.
So probably he was talking about agent stuff.
Oh, yeah, okay. I mean, the deals on new vehicles right now are crazy from what I hear. And like the financing, like use somebody else's money to own a new Mustang. Like how can you beat that? 0% forever, basically. I mean, you can always pay it off faster if you want. You're not paying any interest, or you can use somebody else's money. It's, it feels wrong not to buy a new Mustang and do something with it right now.
Wrong.
Or a new Suburban with a 6.2 10-speed and supercharge it for the family truck.
Oh, my Expedition's got 120,000 miles on it.
Yep, time to retire the Expedition
And I swear, that vehicle is cursed.
Nothing's happened to it lately. It's been pretty good. Yeah.
I have never been hit by anybody in my life until I got that vehicle.
2 rear taillights and the side, which is kind of my fault, but they got a ticket for it.
It was your fault, but it wasn't. And then you were cited initially, and the police officer had to call you back and tell you, I take it back, you weren't actually at fault. It was a very weird situation.
Well, and they didn't want to give me a ticket because it was the part-time. It wasn't the traffic police, it was the regular police. So they called me back and said, actually, it wasn't your fault, it was the other guy's fault, so we're giving him a ticket. I'm like, oh, wow.
Yeah,
cool.
It was very, very strange. And then some lady backed into me at the pediatrician's office. I'm like honking my horn, seeing that she's backing into me. And
Can they argue that? Can like if that same thing happened and the cop was like, no, you're totally good, man, and I went and then they called you later and was like, hey, like our bad, it's not your fault at all. Could I be like, hey, they told me I was good at the scene?
the guy was like a major jerk, the guy that hit us.
It was one of those, I'm going to get to the cop first and use my New Jersey accent to prove that I'm right. So, sorry New Jerseyans that are watching, but
He was so mean.
yeah,
Like, did Harper cry?
I don't know. I'll tell you, since we're knee deep in this, it was a Michigan U-turn, and it was a single lane Michigan U-turn, and somebody got inside of me while I was watching traffic because
From the
I was
other direction, because you were gonna turn around, so you were watching traffic coming from this way,
Yeah.
and he came in
to
that way.
the inside of me. Like, who does that shit? How patient
Somebody
are
that's
you?
gonna yell at you.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then somebody backed into us in a restaurant parking lot.
Yeah. Yep. They were nice. They came and told us. But
And the lady that backed into me in the pediatrician parking lot was very nice, and like I felt really bad for her. You hit me, and I feel bad for you. That's for you. Melvin Vega says, "Hi there, Rebecca and Justin. Greetings from Puerto Rico. Take care and be safe. You as well, Melvin." And Michael O'Donnell says, "Wish our track was open." Mustang Guru says it's paid for, but his Roush not so close. Alex Cadell, I saw Ford Racing release the 20 GT 500 coils. Is there any benefit from GT coils if I wanted to run those on my 15? I know I have to change the harness to a 16, 17 one. Any issues if I swap the harness?
you know, we were talking about ignition coils with some people that were running standalones.
Yeah.
Brett LaSala.
Yes. That's who
Yeah, one of the well-known Coyote racers has a very fast car, just switched to a Motec standalone, and we noticed that he still had the stock coils on it. And, you know, we were talking about him because we're going down a similar path with Rebecca's project Lilith car, the carbon fiber car. And, you know, that being said, older, like 11 to 14 Coyote coils are working on a nearly 2,000 horsepower twin turbo Coyote. So if you had a problem with them, I'd probably upgrade them. But
right, but leave well enough alone too.
yeah.
I mean, is my thought on it. Luis Almeida, 84-month loan while the unemployment rate is going up. Haha, cause Mustang. Whew.
And you know, like around here, you know, we've got some projects we want to do, Track Attack 2.0 and, you know, further development on the Odin supercharger kit, stuff like that. So, oh gosh.
Ariel Salinas, hey, stop giving me ideas. 2020 Mustang Daily. You already had that idea. We talked about it in Texas 2K. I know where your brain was.
Yep. Hey, I'd be great for making sales calls. It would bring people into the model homes and the sales center. You know, there's always that conversation piece.
You saw it. Did you see the house that he posted pictures of on Facebook?
No, I didn't.
It was before Texas 2K.
Oh, okay.
But it was beautiful.
Wow.
It really was beautiful. Ariel builds beautiful homes, y'all. And is also the owner of the El Toro Mustang. Yeah, so very good guy. Joel Stein, one more question. You guys tune with HP tuners. I have a blank HP Engage I use for data logging. What's your thoughts on going with a booster pump, a larger pulley 10 rib on 18 Roush, less heat versus stock 12 pound, and some VMP tuning sauce? I'm at a fast track at Co. Just looking for a 1050, 1060.
So that's a really interesting question.
It is.
And, you know, the 18-up Roush superchargers, they have heat problems. Mm-hmm. They're pulleyed fairly aggressively right now. So there's like a 3.0 pulley, which is like a 79 or an 80 millimeter if you're using the millimeter verbiage. And we actually drew up. Did we make a 3.1 or a 3.2? I don't remember. I had somebody asking me to make larges like 3.4 or 3.5
right.
inch. So, you know, and where I'm going with this is we had this come up recently at VMP. The direct injection pump maxes out on supercharged 18-up cars, and they don't tolerate as much timing. So there's a fine balance of having the direct injection available and working to tolerate timing, but obviously boost is airflow, and less airflow is less horsepower. You know, it's an interesting test just to go up like to a 3.1 or a 3.2 and try to keep the DI working longer. And I mean, you've already got the Engage. You definitely need a BAP for a BAP. I don't like to call them BAPs.
I don't like it when you call them BAPs either. That's why I said it.
Fuel pump voltage booster for an 18-up supercharged car. Even the VMP base low-key version of the Odin supercharger kit is going to have a fuel pump booster included with it. So yeah, it's a decent plan. And I'd say if you wanted to get a tune from us, we can implement that plan. The pulley is like the last thing we need to worry about.
Yeah, I think that's really reasonable. I really want to drive it at Atco.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
Yeah, I don't know. What are you doing over there?
I'm go,
So confused.
go ahead and read the question, I guess.
But I can't. Mustang Guru planning on a cam swap on a Gen 2, going in my 94 Z28 swap. Oh my God, do you want everybody to hate you? Will the Engage do relearn without being married to the PCM? This is actually pretty cool.
I mean, we all had a 94 Z28 fantasy at one point. I mean, those of us that are old enough.
I mean, I wanted a Camaro badly.
I was a fan of Kit, obviously, when I was a kid. And David Hasselhoff driving that black fire chicken.
I really
round.
wanted a Camaro, but I could not find one with a manual trans that was not completely ragged out in my price range.
So I wanted a 4th gen, which I consider completely different than...
I would have taken a 3rd gen or a 4th gen. I was desperate.
Wait, a 94 is a 4th gen.
That's a 4th gen. Yeah,
Okay.
so I did not want a 3rd gen. I wanted a 4th gen or a
Okay.
5th gen. Chad had a 5th gen.
So I was too young to even think about 5th gens at that point.
My boyfriend in high school had a 5th gen, and I was very jealous.
You're really living up to that 24-year-old thing. Well, because the 5th gen is...
Wait, when's a 5th gen? Okay, so 4th gen has the square headlights, right? But not the real square.
No.
3rd gen is the really square.
Well, 5th gen is...
With the bubble headlights.
No, that's 4th gen.
That's...
I think. I'm pretty certain.
Okay, because the body styles looked really similar, but they kept they went square and then bubble.
So
did it not change with that?
I'm gonna work this present.
So we are Mustang people, very obviously.
I'm gonna work this present day to past day. So
Okay.
Camaro5.com is the 5th gen Camaro website, which is the 2010 Camaro.
Okay.
So 4th gen is
They just changed the headlights.
bubble headlights.
Okay, so it was like S197 going from headlight to headlight.
Yeah, same body style. They just changed headlight. That's
Okay,
right.
Yeah. That's where I got confused with the nomenclature. So
Okay.
yes, I wanted a 4th gen. I was happy with either square headlights or the bubble headlights.
And like 94, I think would have been like the first year
Yeah.
of the 4th gen.
93 or 94.
Yeah, okay. Then you had the LS1 in 98, and then 99 they changed the computer again, and
He had
Yeah.
one of those champagne-colored ones with the bubble headlights, and then my dad had the Mystic Chrome
Ah,
type
yeah,
color one.
yeah.
Yeah. So back to the question.
Thanks, Jeff. Thank you. But oh God, there's a question there. Oh yeah. I think it will relearn without being married
Yeah.
to the car. It should, I think.
Isaiah Velasquez, looking for recommendations on tire sizes for my 07 GT500, 600 wheel horsepower build. I mostly want to use it for road courses on the weekend and having trouble deciding on the best tire size, tire combo. From your experience, what works best? This is all you, like 100% your 07, down to the year.
Well, so
Justin had a 07 GT500 that he did road race.
oh gosh, so we just went to pick up some Toyo R888s, a very sticky tire for Project Snowbird. It's not a drag radial, but it's like 100 treadwear sticky tire that should give Rebecca some good success drag racing the car tonight and in the future. And then there's also, like in that 18-inch tire size, if you still have the stock 07 rims, 18s, there's actually a lot of good, not too pricey tire options. They should make an R888 in the 18, and there's also a Rival, G-Force Rival is a good tire. And you know, tire technology these days, like they make soft street tires that really give you some good straight line acceleration too. So on a 600 wheel horsepower car, like that's like the best of both worlds. You don't need a dedicated drag radial, especially if you want to road course the car. You know, the other thing with the road course stuff is that everything spirals and downward and just becomes very dedicated, very purposeful, and you might want to consider like a Hoosier R6 or R7 slick because
Yeah, just like go for it.
yeah, and they're really the GT500 is a heavy car, so it's going to have a lot of cornering load, and a lot of those street tires, they'll get up to temperature, and if you go too far, they'll get greasy. And the Hoosiers, really, they get up to temperature, and they kind of maintain and hold the stickiness. I'll tell you, honestly, depending on how balls deep you want to go in this, I've got a set of CCWs upstairs, staggered 9.5 front, 11.5 rear, that would be great for that car. And they're 18-inch CCW. No, they're 17 or 18-inch CCWs. I think they're 18-inch.
I honestly don't remember.
But they would be awesome for road coursing an S197 car.
For sure.
Well, Jeff, I'm going to save us on anything else today. So,
yeah, can you jump in on the road course stuff too?
Ooh, gap time. I'll let you do the question. Sorry, I got excited.
I think you can read too.
Yeah.
Okay. Are the Odin kits in full production yet? Any dyno numbers on 93 and 100 octane?
That's an exciting question.
It is.
So they're in the wild.
Yep.
They're driving around.
Way all the way down the state.
They're driving around the property here, and we're getting dyno numbers from them. So starting to trickle out. A little bit of the supply is going to ramp up real aggressively, and we will be, I would say, in the next month we will be able to ship orders, pretty quickly within receiving them. All the pre-orders will be filled, and we'll be able to ship
incoming orders.
Yeah, should be real exciting.
Yep.
And we're actually going to do, Rebecca and I are going to do a video later this week as to what one of your cars is getting an Odin.
Yeah. One of my cars is getting an Odin.
Yeah.
Alex Cadell, currently have the 87mm throttle body on my 15 with stock intake. Drivability in parking lots is meh, but otherwise fine. If I upgrade to a GT350 manifold, would that fix my drivability?
That's an interesting question. When we had a GT350, I didn't feel like it had any drivability issues. What about you?
No.
And I say that because we had the whole car, that those parts came on, the manifold, the throttle body, everything.
Right.
My big question would be, what tuner is in it right now, and have you addressed any of those things with the tuner?
Yeah.
Certainly the adapter plate is going to change how, air is going to go through the throttle body, go through this blade that's cracked open, and then, kind of hit the adapter plate and do its thing. But, yeah, it's hard to say. I know we do have some GT350 intakes upstairs that we would make a deal on. If you wanted to pick one up. So.
50 newbie, is it common to show different fuel pressure readings between tunes? I noticed that my 91 tune runs about 50, and my boost tune runs about 60.
I could go into a whole bunch of nuances about fuel pressure on these cars, but without knowing the year of the car, it would be hard to really give an appropriate answer. But if you're worried about it, it's not that big of a deal. It's not a big deal at all.
Gap time. Will VMP ever partner up with dealers like Lebanon Ford and offer your kits? So Ford dealers.
I think that's a possibility. What do you think?
It is. We're always looking to do new and exciting things, and that would definitely be a new and exciting thing. We've got a couple Ford dealers that we have good relationships with, and definitely an interesting consideration that we've discussed before, and just
Yeah.
a matter of
Yeah.
time and patience.
Yeah. Yeah, as I think, I think with Odin, obviously the first goal with Odin and Loki is to fill all the pre-orders and then, expand into newer business like that. Well, gosh, that's actually
We got anything else, Brian?
Burnout Box went.
There's only one more. If you guys want to do it.
Okay.
Yeah, let's get that one real fast, and then we'll call it.
Go ahead.
Kevin Kilgore, can I put a turbo on my 2005 Dodge Durango with 5.7 Hemi, and how hard would it be?
I was gonna say I don't have a good answer to that. Yeah. I mean,
You can. You can.
Yeah.
How hard would it be? Don't know.
Yeah. Yeah. And older Dodge is not our forte. We're definitely playing around with the newer Dodge stuff, and we're actually doing something really exciting. We're about to supercharge a Jeep here at VMP.
Yeah.
In partnership with Magnuson Superchargers. But yeah, going back to the 2005, don't know anything about those.
I mean, I'm sure there are 405. There should be forum posts where you can find information about stuff
Yeah.
like this. I would definitely look for forum posts and
Yeah.
see what you can find, and let us know if you do something cool.
Well, thanks for watching, everybody. We're gonna get our butt to the track and do some racing. So until next time,
Thanks for watching. Make sure you like, share, and subscribe.
we'll see you later.